All right, let's talk about something we've all experienced, having a boss. Some of us have been lucky enough to have a leader, but what's the real difference there? I mean, it's got to be more than just a title, right? Well, today, we are going to break it all down.
So, let's just jump right into the big question. What is the real difference between a boss and a leader? Is it as simple as one person gives orders and the other inspires you? And hey, is one actually better than the other? Or maybe you need a bit of both. That's the key question we're tackling today.
Okay, to really get our heads around this, we're going to look at it from two different angles. Think of them as two big pillars. First up, you've got the science of management. This is all about the how, building a system that actually works. And then you have the art of leadership. That's the why. That's the magic that inspires people to make that system go.
So let's kick things off with management. A good way to think about this is like it's the engine of any organization, right? It's the structure, the process, all the mechanics that make sure the machine can actually run smoothly and, get stuff done. And here's the thing you've got to get about management. It is a process. It's all about organizing and coordinating everything and everyone to hit specific goals. It's basically the step-by-step, systematic way of doing things, using set policies and procedures to make everything consistent and predictable.
And this whole process, well, it breaks down into 5 key functions that pretty much work in a loop. First, you've got planning. That's figuring out the course, what actually needs to get done. Then, you organize your resources and build the structure. Next up, staffing, getting the right people in the right seats. From there, you direct the action, get the ball rolling. And finally, there's controlling, which is just a fancy way of saying you check your progress to make sure you're still on track. This whole cycle, it's the absolute backbone of any team that works.
Right. So, good management isn't just random, right? It's built on these proven principles. We're going to take a look at a couple of these, and we'll start with the ones that are all about creating a solid, easy-to-understand structure for the whole team. The easiest way to think about this is like building a house. Division of work, that just means the plumber does the plumbing and the electrician handles the wiring. Simple. Everyone's an expert at their own thing. Unity of command means you've got one architect handing out the blueprints, not 5 different people yelling different instructions. It just prevents total chaos. And the scalar chain, that's just the clear chain of command, so the roofer knows exactly who to talk to about the roof. See, it's all about making things clear and efficient.
But listen, a good system isn't just about being efficient. It absolutely has to be fair. Because think about it, if the people inside that system don't trust it, the whole thing is going to fall apart. And that brings us to the other side of the coin when we talk about management principles. And this is so important. Fairness isn't just some nice-to-have thing. It's a strategic principle. I'm talking about paying a fair wage, being equitable, and giving people job stability. These aren't just feel-good actions. They have a real direct impact. They slash that expensive employee turnover, they build trust, and they create a way more reliable and productive team. All of that is absolutely crucial for any kind of long-term success.
Okay, so we've built our engine, right? The management system is in place. But an engine is useless without fuel. And even more than that, you need a crew that wants to get on the ship and sail somewhere amazing. And that is where we shift gears from the how of management to the why of leadership. And you'll notice a really key difference right away. Leadership isn't about coordinating tasks. It's an influence process. The big word there is willingly. It's about getting people to want to do what needs to be done. It's about having a big vision and inspiring other people to come along and help you make it real.
Yeah, this really gets to the core of it. I mean, obviously a leader has to have followers, but look, it's a relationship. It is not a one-way street. That influence is totally willing, it's not forced, and that's because everyone is working towards a common goal that they all believe in.
But of course, not every leader does this the same way. There are a bunch of different styles, and each one has its own way of getting a team motivated. So, let's check out a few of the big ones.
Okay, first up, we've got 2 heavyweights. On one side, you have transactional leadership. This is super managerial. It's a straight-up deal. You do this task, you get this reward. It's really effective for hitting specific short-term goals. But on the other side, you've got transformational leadership. Now, this is all about inspiration. It's about lifting everyone up to a higher purpose and even developing your team members into leaders themselves. It's not just about hitting a target, it's about completely changing the game.
And hey, it's not just a simple choice between those 2 styles. There are others out there, like paternalistic leadership. With this one, The leader is kind of like a father figure. They make all the decisions because they genuinely believe it's what's best for the team's well-being. And while that can create incredible loyalty, it also really depends on the leader being right all the time. And it can sometimes, shut down people's own ideas.
So where does that leave us? How do you put all of this together? Well, the truth is, the best leaders today don't just pick one style and stick with it. They build a whole toolkit of qualities. They blend that strict discipline of management with the powerful inspiration of leadership. And this right here? This is that toolkit. It's packed with qualities that pull from the best of both worlds. See, it's not enough anymore to just be a great planner or just be a great visionary. You need that combination of skills that lets you manage the work and lead the people.
There's a classic quote that just sums this whole thing up perfectly. Management is doing things right. Leadership is doing the right things. Management, that's your execution, your efficiency, your process, doing things the right way. But leadership, that's the vision, the direction, the purpose, making sure you're doing the right things to begin with.
And that takes us right back to where we started. The real distinction isn't boss versus leader. No way. The ideal person is actually both. A truly great boss isn't just someone barking orders. They're a leader who also knows how to manage, someone who has the skills to build the systems that can actually turn that big vision into a reality.
So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with something to chew on. Think about your own career. Have you been managed or have you been led? And maybe more importantly, which one are you going to be? Thanks for joining me.